352, 353, 354. Hi. Hi, Abby. Now I've lost count. Where was I? Ah, bugger it. G'day everybody, Terry King from Jafffa Adventures. Welcome to the channel. Well, we're still in the throes of this zombie apocalypse, and I'm getting a little bit bored counting blades of grass. So what I thought I'd do is get stuck into a couple of projects on the 200 series that I've actually been putting off for some time. And the first of these projects involves this wiring here. So at the moment, if I want to hook up the rooftop tent, I gotta plug in that Anderson plug there, and then go over to this Anderson plug here and plug that Anderson plug into my battery, which is easier said than done with one hand, and then I can operate the rooftop tent. So I'm sure you can appreciate that's a little bit of a pain in the day every time I want to set the tent up. It takes me more time to plug that lead in than it actually does to erect the tent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hardwire that tent in. And I'm going to turn the power on and off through a switch on the dash. Now this scenario would be applicable to anybody who's looking to run a power wire up onto the roof of their cruiser. You might want to wire up some spotlights up there, for example. You might want to bring up power to your rooftop tent like I am. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run that wire up along here, through this panel, up along the A-pillar, and continue up here, and I'm going to bring it up to the underside of the Rhino rack, then run it along the length of the Rhino rack, and it's going to pop back out here and hook up to the Anderson plugs. Now this is where the switch is going to be located. I'm going to replace this switch panel with one that provides me with another 3 blank areas. I'm going to get rid of this Heyman Reese trailer brake. I don't actually use it. That was on the car when I purchased it. And I'm going to put those switches for the on and off for the power of the tent up into that switch panel. Now similarly, I've got 345 watts of solar on the roof of the rooftop. And at the moment, I bring it down here through into my BCDC charger, which is mounted up under there. As with the tent, I'm going to hardwire that as well and run that up the A-pillar as well. The other thing that I want to do is clean this battery up. So this is the shunt for the BVM, the battery voltage monitor. So in this case, all of these earths that I've got coming here run into the shunt, through the shunt, and then one earth cable from the shunt to the battery. I think I'll replace that little bit of a snake with a bus bar and have all of those earth going to the bus bar and then one contact point on the BVM. And these are the switches that I'm going to use in that switch panel. They're basically a Toyota looking type switch. This will be a switch for the TPMS, which at the moment I've just got running through a cigarette lighter plug in the car. This switch will be the power that runs up to the rooftop tent. And this switch will be for the solar. I couldn't actually find a solar switch, but I found this nuclear power switch. So I figured out what the heck, the sun's powered by nuclear fusion, so the switch is as good as any. And the fourth switch that I am going to install, and I'm just waiting for, is one that drives my water pump, which is located under the bull bar. At the moment, I've just got this rocker switch, which sits on this plastic panel. So that's it in a nutshell. 3, I guess, broad projects. 1, clean up the wiring on that battery, put a bus bar in there. 2, get some switches installed under the dash along with relays. And 3, run those main power wires up to the top of the rooftop tent. So follow along and join me in this little wiring journey. Who knows, it might take your mind off the COVID-19 crisis for a little while, and if it does that, then fantastic. I would ask everybody watching as well, please consider subscribing. Now, you probably watch a whole lot of videos and you always see the content creators saying, hey, can you please hit the subscribe button? And you might ask yourself, well, why are they always asking that? Or what's it mean to them? For me personally, it's almost like a little bit of an endorphin hit. So every time I get a new subscriber, it sort of pops up in my feed and I'm like, yes, somebody else is subscribed. They actually enjoy what I'm presenting to them. So If for no other reason to give me that free little endorphin hit, please hit that subscribe button and turn on the bells for the notifications. Let's get stuck into this. So the first part of this project is cleaning up this battery area. So let's get stuck into that for starters. So I've got the battery area all cleaned up from the wires. I still need to make a buzz bar for the battery voltage monitor. I've got some wires now pulled through the firewall, which will be running my 3 relays. And I've got the dash pulled apart where the switch panel is going to be located. It's pretty easy to pull apart. You got a small trim piece here that you pull off, a couple of clips, and this whole panel just basically removes straight out of there. As you can see, I've got a lot of switches in here already, and they're all color-coded and they're all labeled properly, so it looks like a bit of a rat's nest, but it's actually got a little bit of organization to it. There's the old switch panel that I pulled out. Now this particular switch panel has room for 7 switches, and this new switch panel that I've got, this has got room for 10 switches. 4 on the bottom and then 2 rows of 3. I bought that off of eBay. That was about $100 odd. You can get them off eBay or other suppliers out there. They're all around about the same price. My particular switch panel came with some blanks as well. So if you don't have particular switches or you don't have a need for 10 switches, you can pop blanks in. So what I'll do now is I'll just populate this panel with the switches. There's the Toyota factory mirror switch. All right, that switch pops out of there. Looks like we don't use that piece of the Toyota factory one. There we go. Looks all right. Okay, now we've got all these other switches. 9 and the 10th one I'm still waiting on in the mail. Okay, so there we have the completed switch panel, -1, which will be for my water pump, which is in the mail. So I can simply blank that off for the time being. But we've got USB port with a USB activation switch. We've got air compressor switch. We've got the rollover airbag shut off, which is the Toyota switch. We've got auxiliary battery switch, which just basically turns this volt gauge on for a volt reading on the main and the auxiliary battery. Tire pressure monitor system, rooftop tent, power, and activate the relay to connect the solar panel to the BCDC charger. So that switch panel will basically sit in that location. So I'll go ahead and wire each of these switches up. I won't record that. That's a pretty boring sort of situation, and we'll check back again when I've got the switch panel finished. Alright, the wiring on the switch panel is now finished, and I'll show the installation of that in a second. But next I'm going to move on to wiring up the rooftop tent. And to start that process, we're going to remove the windscreen wipers and then pull this entire panel off. So let's get stuck into that next. Alright, pull the windscreen wipers off. We just pop these little caps off and undo those bolts. That one is a bugger to reach. $15mm. Windscreen wiper number 1. Add that to our pile of pieces. let's pop that trim piece up. Undo the squirter hose. And there we have it. So originally I was going to run that cable through the grill and over to the auxiliary battery area. Now that I've got this cowl panel off, I think it's a lot shorter to run it through here. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. That much better as a solution. So I'll just go ahead and zip tie this off so that it doesn't interfere with any of the mechanisms for the wiper motor, and we'll call it a day on that one out the front here. In fact, we'll run this wire up over top of these rails. Simply come out and plug into that Anderson plug like that. Just to get your bearings, this wire is going to run through the channel, and I'll put a couple of dobs of 252 along here just to hold it in place. And it'll run up along here and into this railing here. And for there, I've got these little things, which again, I'll put some 252 on them and stick them in place. Okay, we've got our wire for the rooftop tent running through this cowl area, and we'll cover it up with our plastic cover shortly. We've got the Sikaflex 252 holding down the wire, which runs up the A-pillar. It's then zip tied along to the underside of the Rhino rack. Runs along the back side of the Rhino rack and comes out to these two plugs. The shorter distance one, which runs down the driver's side, I'll use for the solar, so I get the least voltage drop as possible. The longer run that runs along the passenger side and through that cowl area, I'll use for the rooftop tent because I'm not so much concerned about constant voltage drop. It is 6mm wire, so it shouldn't be too bad, but just to be on the safe side. So we'll pick this job up tomorrow morning once that 252 has had a chance to set itself off, and we'll go from there. So see you shortly, as in good morning. It's the following day and our 252 has gone off. So here's the small hole I drilled in that panel. The wire runs down into this vent cowling area, across to the other side, and comes out at my relays. And as you can see, that wire tucks up there beautifully. You can barely even notice it. In fact, if you're looking at it from this angle, you can't see it. So the wire runs up along this channel and then drops into these two little clips that I've Sikaflexed in. And there we have it. I don't think you could get much more of a clean install than that. Alright, let's pop this cowl panel back in. Okay, hook our squirter hose back up and clip this panel down. Alright, that's good. Locked down quite nicely now. So now it's time to fabricate a bus bar for the earth wiring that I have on the auxiliary battery. And the idea behind this was just to try and clean that wiring up a little bit. So the battery cleanup is completed. The bus bar is done for the earth side of things, so that's all locked down. I've got now a breaker in place here on the positive side. I am actually going to replace that breaker. That one's 100 amp. That's just a little bit too large for my liking, so I'm going to put a 50 amp breaker in there instead. The wiring is all cleaned up along here now. We've got our 3 relays, solar, water pump, and the tent. Back here is our fuse box with all the accessories that are running off our auxiliary battery. So that takes care of all the under bonnet wiring that I've got to do. We'll now go and hook that switch panel up, get that all buttoned in. I'll show you how that's done. And this project is completed. Okay, switch panel is all finished wiring up. Now we just need to pop it back into location. We gotta tease our wires back in. That's it, switch panel fitted. All right, battery reading beautifully. USB coming on. Water pump, I can hear it running. I hear the relay click. Heard the relay click on that one. And TPMS. Power on. Pop our pedal torque back in place. And let's check the parking lights. Beautiful. Well, that concludes this little wiring project. Thanks for following along, everybody. Appreciate your time. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and everyone, keep the shiny side up. We'll see you in the next video. Bye now.